Hi everyone, Bree Deep Tano here, the internet's busiest music nerd, and it's time for another edition of 2022 List Week. In this video, we are talking about the top 50 singles of the year and getting closer to basically rounding up the worst and the best of the year. Thank you very much for watching. Every track I talk about is listed down below, so you can check them out for yourself. And yeah, let's go ahead and do it. Kind of breezing through the first half of the list, the bottom 25, and then I will get more into detail as to why I enjoy certain cuts as we get closer to the top. Number 50, we have Mona Leo and Flo Milli with the We Not Humping remix. I love that track. It's a banger. And at 49, it's J. Cole and Benny the Butcher with Johnny P's Caddy. They have quite a bit of great chemistry on that one. Number 48, one of the best indie cuts of the year, The Beths with Expert in a Dying Field. And 47, it is Carly Rae's epic little disco number, The Loneliest Time. With 46, Bree Runway comes through with a ferocious banger on That Girl. And at 45, Tom York and Company channel some old school, almost punky Radiohead energy with You Will Never Work in Television Again as obviously The Smile. Florence and the Machine at number 44 brings some epic vibes and a strong tune on King. And Alex G at 43 with the My Runner, My Man. Just love that track, love that tune. Strong tune. Paramore makes a very rock-centric return at 42 with This Is Why. Great hook, great group vocals, great guitars and rhythm section. And at 41, it is the forever funky 17, 18, 19 from Ibibio Sound Machine. At number 40, we are going with the absurd, funny, and insanely catchy Doritos and Fritos from 100 gecs. And at number 39, US Girls goes in a very synth-centric direction with a strong hook as well and a good-ass beat on So Typically Now. Number 38, we have Megan Thee Stallion bringing some strong bars, a lot of attitude, a boom bap beat on Plan B. And at 37, we have that typically strong Gorillaz production, along with a great contribution from Thundercat on Cracker Island. Toro y Moi is melancholy and sad about not being kept in the loop on the very low-key but groovy The Loop. 36, yeah, 36. 35, Porter Robinson keeps up with that quality songwriting and just beautiful, wondrous production that feels quite otherworldly on Everything Goes On. Gene Dawson is rocking his ass off on the track Porn Acting, one of the stronger and punkier singles from his full-length LP that just dropped this year. And then we have some next-level chemistry from Pharrell, from Jay-Z, and Pusha T on the song Neck and Wrist. Like the lyrics, the flows, and the production on this one all line up amazingly. At 32, things get quite Frenchy and sexy on the Men I Trust track Girl. And at 31, one of the most powerful and moving songs in the entire Quelle Chris discography thus far, that would be the track Alive Ain't Always Living. At number 30, we have the urgent and catchy American Girl, a fantastic standout from Kilo Kish's latest full-length LP. And at 29, post-hyperpop and metal and a host of other things come together on this new Alice Longyu Gao record, Make You Love Me. Number 28, it is Joji's heart-wrenching ballad Glimpse of Us. At 27, Beyoncé with You Can Break My Soul. Her tribute to soulful and passionate house music on that track was amazing. And at 26, we have Rosalia with Hentai. Really passionate and progressively produced ballad there. So now we are at the halfway point of our list. Yes, 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 yes. Yes! And we are kicking that off with King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard at 25 with Hate Dancin'. Great keys, great groove, really sort of funny lyrical angle on this track as well. Really think the band's personality shines through on this cut. And yeah, it's just fun, it's cheeky, it's just all around well written. Just a lot of fun from the Giz boys all around. That's why I'm feeling this track. Number 24, it is LCD Sound System with their new soundtrack-based cut New Body Rumba. We have a lot of the classic elements of the band at play on this one, from James Murphy's vocals to those really amazing and flavorful analog synthesizer sequences to the endless grooves. Really love the progression of the track, love that I can truly get lost in it too. It is pure synthified post-punky dance fever, and that's exactly what I love about LCD, so no room to complain really on this cut. It's awesome. At number 23, it is the fantastically produced new cut off of the latest JID record. That would be Dance Now featuring Kenny Mason. We have great chemistry between JID and Kenny Mason on this track. Of course, JID's flows and speed and lyrical wit are on full display. We have a strong chorus on the cut too. Handily one of the most skillful and infectious hip-hop singles of the year. Yeah, that's it. JID rules. Number 22, we have a song from Alvvays, which I thought was maybe one of the most apt and appropriate for this year. That would be Very Online Guy. Really cut, dry, straightforward, and direct bit of guitar-based indie pop on this one. Really sweet, really well written, but digging into the lyrics, the band is really kind of saying some relevant stuff about, the social phenomenon of being terminally online and some other social modern woes as well in the information age on this track. Just think the band was really on something with this track, not just in terms of the way it sounds, but the songwriting quality and just the message they're trying to get across. One of many fantastic songs from their new full-length LP. If you haven't listened to it yet, please do. And at 21, we have Caroline Polachek with Welcome to My Island, an amazing artsy synth pop cut with multiple phases that's quite progressive. I think actually one of the most progressive tracks she's ever put out. The groovy synthesizer sequences on this track are bubbly and going hard. Caroline also goes above and beyond on the vocal front with this cut too. Like, she is really like hitting some high notes. Those grand, soaring, reverb-soaked siren calls really do hit. And we are going to round out the 20s with the jockstrap track Greatest Hits, another very forward-thinking pop act who on this track came through with some of the craziest production on any cut in this vein all year. It is multi-textured, it is disorienting to a degree, but also what a song, what a catchy and addictive song, kind of bleeding through all the mayhem and all of the sonic chaos displayed on this cut. Kind of a testament to just how good some of the songwriting ideas on this LP are, that they translate through all the mayhem and all the insanity that Jockstrap throws at their listeners. With number 19, we have Daniel Rossen of Grizzly Bear fame with Unpeopled Space, where he rekindles his creative connection to progressive folk music with winding guitars, various musical phases and passages, impressive chord progressions, leads, finger picking, some great vocal work as well. This new full-length LP that Daniel came out with, like, all of his talents are really spilling out on this thing in every direction, especially on this track that is most certainly worth your time. At number 18, it is Soul Glow with the track Jump or Get Jumped by The Future. And Soul Glow came through with some of the most blistering hardcore I heard all year. This track is a pretty prime example of that. The drums are insane. The riffs are overpowering, and the vocals, geez, are just like at this level of expressiveness and extremity that I haven't heard in like some really good modern punk music in a long time. Not to say that there hasn't been good modern punk music, there certainly has, but Soul Glow really pushes it to like another fucking level. Quite a bit of food for thought in the lyrics on this track and many others from their new full-length LP too, so yeah. Soul Glow. Number 17, also a band that tends to kind of push the envelope. That would be Black Midi with the song Welcome to Hell. The cathartic, dizzying, and mind-bending progressive rock that the band dabbles in on this new full-length LP, and especially on this track, is almost beyond description, honestly. The urgency, the oddity, the unique grooves and compositions, how hard-hitting it is as well on top of all of it. And Welcome to Hell, in my opinion, is the band's maybe most explosive display of eccentricity on their new full-length LP, and I'm happy to have it this high on the list just because of how hard-hitting and overwhelming it is. Number 16, we have some underground hype here, an artist who kind of bubbled up out of the TikTok sphere with their song popping off a little bit on the app over there. As of what I know right now, they're still kind of on the independent string. Their name is Hemlocke Springs. Girlfriend is the track, and it's one of the weirdest and also snappiest little bedroom and synth pop cuts I've heard this year. The vocals are really kind of what sells this one, in my opinion. Not just that, but the grooves are good too. But man, how wild and oddball the singing is, especially on the bridge of this track. I cannot get enough of it. Believe me, if you want something strange but also incredibly fun, listen to this track. You will not regret it. Number 15, it is Big Thief's Simulation Swarm. Adrian Lenker and company on this one come through with a smooth, folky take on what feels like some Modest Mouse vibes, but done and embodied so well, so tastefully, with a stellar song and guitar lines to boot. This and many other tracks from the group's latest full-length LP are just proof of what amazing standouts they are currently in the indie field. Then at number 14, we have Jessie Ware coming through with Free Yourself. Maybe nothing new for Miss Ware in the grander scheme of things, since it seems almost like an add-on to the current disco era that she's in artistically with the success of her last full-length LP, What's Your Pleasure? And if this song is a sign of anything, it seems like she's again going to continue and sound amazing doing it with more stellar dance grooves, with more grand, wonderful instrumentation, with sweet and catchy vocals and vibes that are just blissful and intoxicating. Truly another dance music triumph for Jessie on this track, and looking forward to hearing her dish out more. Number 13, shout out to Denzel Curry for the track Walkin, a key single from his new full-length LP that just dropped. Fantastic, personal, multi-phase track with a classic bit of production behind it. Some of his most hard-hitting and thoughtful bars ever. A track that really takes you into his mind while also showcasing his talent, perception, and skill level. And love the different phases and variations from the start to the end of the track. It's amazing that Denzel can approach a song with such maturity and also just dynamic ideas. Number 12, it is Phoebe Bridgers with the song Sidelines, which is absolutely heart-wrenching and devastating. This song hits me in the feels so goddamn hard every time I put it on. It kills me, it tears me apart. It's really becoming a problem. I need to avoid listening to it sometimes because I get all choked up because it's messed up how hard this song hits. It hits. Like, this is the most potent sad girl vibes I've heard all year. Truly, honestly. Like, I am lying in bed soundly asleep. The sad girl vibes are the pillow, and Phoebe is doing the smothering. And I don't know if I want to say anything else about this track other than that. It's beautiful. It's gorgeous. Number 11, shout out to Mr. Steve Lacy with the Bad Habit. Yeah, this little bedroom pop cut is one of the most prime viral musical moments of 2022. And for a good reason. The vocal performance is strong, the chord progressions are nice, the songwriting overall is quality, and I just really like the raw, loose, organic feel of the track. For a while, Steve has been kind of operating in this somewhat bedroom pop, lo-fi style, and I think it's had some kind of rough results thus far, but I think he's getting to a point where he's really kind of nailing a balance between, execution, but also hitting us with a really authentic sound that isn't too dolled up. Okay, yeah! We're in the top 10 now. Yeah! Let's go! Starting at number 10, that would be the new Sudan Archives track, Homemaker. Really great lyrical focus on this track, loving the groovy and organic instrumentation, but just how layered it is as well. Like, Miss Archives, if we can call her that, came together with a cut here that is not only endlessly groovy, but passionate, soulful, and also just densely layered and ornate. The fusions of pop and disco and soul on this cut are just incredibly seamless and unique to her. She brings an especially mystical vibe to many of her songs as well, especially on this one. Whew, and those hand clap passages and the refrains of Omega, like, it's so entrancing. But yeah, beautiful cut, amazing cut, love it. Number 10. Number 9, one of the most amazingly produced songs of the year, in my opinion. That would be the track Judgement Bolt from Death's dynamic Shroud. I spin this song to this day, and I still have a hard time putting into words what the hell it is. Like, it's so heavy, it's so funky, it's so post-internet, post-industrial, post something. Like, it feels so goddamn into the future. It's like I can't fully comprehend or explain it yet. Really, my favorite thing about this track, the most amazing thing about it in my opinion, is just how at a loss for words I am with it when I listen to it. Because it's so clear, it's so punchy, it's so direct, it's so infectious, and yet, despite its clarity, despite just how visceral and cathartic the experience of it is. It's not like I'm sitting here confused, not figuring out what exactly I should feel listening to this. It's excitement. It is just my brain on fire with this song on. Despite all that, despite that direct connection that I have emotionally to this song, I still have a hard time just kind of pulling apart what exactly it is I'm hearing. Number 8, it would be Joey Badass's Survivor's Guilt. This is really, emotionally speaking, one of the hardest hitting tracks I've heard all year. Certainly a track that is going to mean quite a bit to longtime Joey and Pro Era fans, as on this cut, Joey personally goes through his trials, his tribulations, his experiences, kind of suffering through the loss of loved ones, including Capital Steez, a cousin of his as well. And look, there's no shortage of songs out there that go into the topic of loss, but I think, really every emotion and every perspective Joey could have lent from his experience here was left, just really bled out onto the track fully and authentically. In so many ways, the artist's most primary struggle is finding out how to effectively get the feelings that they are feeling to translate into the piece of art that is driving them to create in the first place. And I think Joey did an amazing job of that on this track. Like if that is the one thing that I had to judge this song by, I would say mission freaking accomplished. We have number 7, Quedeca with Born Yesterday. Mind-blowing song, in my opinion. The multiple phases, the various aesthetic changes, just how progressive and mind-blowing the whole thing is. It is so catchy and yet also difficult to pin down. Truly otherworldly as well. It feels like Quedeca didn't even produce or conceive this track in the same dimension that we are in now, existing along with it. He really kind of nailed down the ghostly and strange, unsettling vibes, but also some genuinely beautiful emotions on this track as well. Some of the catchiest vocal and guitar work I've heard this year as well on this cut. That refrain of "I wasn't born yesterday," like, still, man, that thing that haunts me. That from this album haunts me. I am deeply haunted by that shit. And yeah, it rules. It's a great track. Love this one. Fantastic. Happy to have it at number 7. At number 6, we also have a deeply personal and moving cut. That would be the song Stressed from Mr. Conway the Machine. This track and many others from his new full-length LP are why that album is so goddamn amazing, but this one in particular goes into his feelings around stress, around depression. Few rappers and artists, just generally speaking, are out there kind of wearing their hearts on their sleeve in the way that Conway does on this track. That's for sure. Great song structure on this track, great instrumental choice too, and on top of it, his delivery really kind of hovers between, rapping but also just spoken word as well. The way that he spits on this cut, it feels so frank, it feels so organic, doesn't even come across as a performance. It just feels like he is just legitimately communicating the overwhelming and intense feelings that he's going through all the time. And again, artistic struggle to make those feelings translate and feel real to the listener, and he does an amazing job of that on this song, no question. Number 5, we are going to shout out Chat Pile's Why. Really amazing heavy rock cut with notes of sludge and also post-hardcore and noise rock. Great riffs, great drums, lots of intensity, solid song structure too. But really the kicker on this cut is the vocals, which are intense and are very in your face, are unforgiving and relentless, especially in terms of their lyrical focus, which is homelessness and why as a society we allow this problem to persist at the levels that we do. Chat Pile asking the right questions on this track, most specifically, why? Obviously, this track for me this year was really at the peak when it comes to putting your focus in the right direction and whatever frustration you get, anger you get out of the injustice in the world, channeling it in an effective way. With number 4, we have a pure display of beauty from Natalia Lafourcade on De Todas las Flores. The group vocals, the chamber instrumentation, the pianos, the Latin folk vibes, the jazz vibes, all coming together into a beautiful, wondrous ballad with just so much finesse, so much nuance. It's so soft, it's so pretty, it's so sensual, it's so beautiful. God, it's beautiful. God, it's gorgeous. I can't say enough about just how pretty this song and many other songs from the new LP sound, and I cannot get enough. Number 3, we have DOMi and J.I.D. Beck with Take a Chance featuring Anderson .Paak. Whew, what a good song on this one. Great verse from Anderson. One of the best vocal melodies of any song I've heard this year. One of the best vocal melodies and choruses, period. The chord progressions are insane. I love the way the duo comes through and makes a really great, powerful tune and ballad that not only has a pop appeal, but some, serious jazz chops behind a lot of the writing too. Then Anderson is really just like kind of the cherry on top of all of it that makes the song really special. Yeah, if these two could pop out more tracks like this, or, something else along these lines in terms of it, being really well written and, having some memorable refrains as well, and having a very strong standout performance from a guest on it, like, man, they're just gonna be swimming in bangers. But yeah, Take a Chance, amazing track, mind-blowing track. Been spinning this one endlessly, love it. Then at number 2, Kendrick Lamar's The Heart Part 5, a pure display, in my opinion, of his passion and what sort of drives him as an artist. The multiple narrative phases of this track are amazing and hard-hitting, going into the impact of his work, the receptions of his work, hip-hop in general and the culture surrounding it, eventually kind of boiling down things to an artist who obviously he holds in very high regard. That would be Nipsey Hussle toward the end of the cut. Amazing production that progressively gets just more and more powerful by the end of the track, and I just think this song was a really important moment for Kendrick in terms of a statement of intent, a further display of his talent and abilities as a writer and as a rapper. Really showcases his abilities for conceptualizing ideas as well, and it's just beautiful to see an artist as talented as Kendrick continue to have longevity and present just new and more mature and more thoughtful ideas with every album cycle. The Heart Part 5, amazing. Love it. Now we're finally hitting our number 1 spot, the track that I thought really is just my favorite of the year. That would be Viagra Boys' Troglodyte. Just really nasty, driving, straightforward, scuzzy little post-punk track that I think says more about the current state of disarray that we're in societally than any other song I've heard this year. Really kind of boiling a lot of our current day woes down to the general dysfunctions of humanity and maybe potentially our broken evolution as a species. The performance is wild and in your face. The vocals are on point, I guess in a sort of unsettling and gross way. Gross in a good way. Gross in a way that brings home the idea that you really do kind of deal with some people out there that are kind of missing a DNA strand or two. And seemingly the internet has given many of these individuals the power to collectivize and voice their crazy, insane ideas in a very loud and sometimes dangerous way. Yeah, in terms of that, I think Viagra Boys really hitting the nail on the head with this one. Plus, I love that not so subtle Devo nod on this cut as well. But yeah, good stuff, great stuff, tragically fun stuff as well from the band. And that is going to be my top 50 list for 2022. Thank you. Singles. Transition, have you given any of these tracks a listen? Did you love them? Did you hate them? What would you rate them? You're the best, you're the best. What should I review next? Hit the like if you like. Please subscribe and please don't cry. Hit the bell as well. Over here next to my head, it's another video that you can check out. Hit that up or the link to subscribe to the channel. Anthony Fantano, Singles, top 50 forever.